do see each other all the time. There are times throughout my days that each one of you at various times will come through, and each one of you who are not sitting here but are out there, that we just come together. And the guides have been really talking to me about the matrix of love, about the connections that we have, about how it is that we are a part of something that is bigger than we can even recognize. Jesus came as the headmaster for our quadrant of the world, our part that we take over as spirit beings that we are when we come here to the planet. So we as spirit beings have come here to do something that helps others to recognize what it is to have love, to have compassion, to have understanding, to have that grace. So when you show up in someone's life, you become the catalyst that helps them perhaps to get across a place in their life that they didn't know they could, and then that becomes something that as they move forward, they can do something to help. So you don't know who it is that you are helping when you just decide, I'm going to be there and do what instantaneously inspires me. So I just want each of you to remember, no matter where you are, that we are here in a way that is not just supporting us, but that is going out through all the dimensions and supporting others who are on the other side, who are preparing to come back in. We're supporting those who have stepped out of their physical bodies, and we are bringing insight and guidance to them. So all of ourselves are constantly in this dynamic, this matrix of bringing for the world, the planet Earth, the kind of healing that's needed right now so very much. So today now, I just welcome each of you who are a part of our lives, and as you gather in here from all dimensions, whether it is loved ones who are waiting to come back in, whether it is teachers who are here with us, or those who are a part of this Earth's transition, I open myself now to receive from you the messages for this group and all that are a part of this group. You have learned pretty well that dividing your time into little tiny segments never seems to work very well, because you feel as if, oh my, I must go here, I must go there, I must be over here. I am pulled this way, I can go the other way, but I don't know where to go. What you are experiencing now is what we call the instant flow of life. That instant when you are in your moment and you don't even know you are in your moment. What is happening now, as you well can see here on the planet, is plans be gone. It is all happening in such a way that is so spot on, so instantaneous, so off the wall, that if you tried to plan it, you couldn't even begin to put it together. We never plan. We show up. It would be a good lesson for each of you. Don't plan. Show up. what you are experiencing now is in one moment of time, your life can be changed so dramatically that it literally births something for you that is beyond anything you have known before. Yes, we are masters. Oh, but yes, you are masters. You and 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 myself. As each of us in mastery here are working with each of you, you are learning what it is over and over again to ground yourself by taking your breath. You are learning also that you are on call at all times. There are those times that you have gone so far out that you have actually forgotten where you were in the moment. There are those times that you have to address a situation that is taking place in your life, and you didn't intend to address it, but here it is. This is the time. As this spectrum of your lives are moving now, what you will find is you must allow yourself to work it as it comes. We know some of you think you are not hearing a thing. You know you are hearing, but you cannot find that place where you can define what that's like. That is like an inspiration that you recognize you had after the fact. You find yourself calling someone and suddenly they're saying, oh my, I was just thinking about you and it was so hard what I was going through, and then here you are. Or you find yourself feeling, I must go down this street into the valley. And you find that there is an inspiration for you. Each of you, our dear ones, are working in spontaneity with us at all times, even at times that you feel so lame, at times that you feel as if there really isn't anything. My life is just going on and on and on. I get up in the morning and I go to bed at night and I don't sleep and I go through these terrible dreams. I have fears. My inner self is just frantic. You are with us. So much of what you are experiencing now is what we are experiencing now in working with the people around you. So many times you are picking up. You can't wear a shield. We do not provide shields when you come to earth. We provide compassion. We provide love. We provide for you opportunities to make choices. That as you are here, you go through sometimes devastating experiences in your days. And what that does is it joins you together with all others that go through devastating experiences. You go through losses, you go through times of feeling as if, how will I pay the next bill? What will I have to do in order to make this work? Everything that you go through, how can I come home by myself again? The whole message for you each today is, you are hands-on. You are hands-on with us. As we are preparing you, you are preparing others, and you are standing in the gap. You are each standing in the gap so many times. You are standing in the gap with nothing more than your hearts open, with compassion. For as you have this compassion that's ingrained within you, whether it's through the belief that you failed, whether it's through the belief that you're not enough, whether it's through the belief you're rather odd, it doesn't matter what the belief is. It's linking you person by person by person. You are like the wind that blows. You are guided into places where you are changing the lives of people around you in your community, even though you don't realize you're doing it. You have been in high combat zones and didn't even recognize that you were there, because it feels like earth. It feels like this is everyday stuff. We invite you each in your life now to continue to do what you are, but to remind yourself of who you are. You are angelic beings who have been brought to this planet Earth time and time again to raise your hands to others, to open your hearts to others, to be like others. I have been here many times myself, and I know what it is that you children go through. I walked the face of the earth not just 2,000 years ago, but I walked the face of the earth 1,000 years before that, and 1,000 years before that, and 1,000 years before that. And I keep doing it. I do it through you, and I may do it again through me. It is the multiplicity of each of you that is so much greater. It is when you represent me, when you walk into a place that others may think, oh my, no one with any reputation would walk in there. And you walk in and you say, hello, my brother, hello, my sister. When you walk in there, you represent all that is love. You represent all that is peace for them. And once you have them, once you are there, you have their heart. I declare it's not so much as to what you say, as it is how wide your heart is open. You are representing the greatest group of beings who have ever been dispersed upon planet Earth. As you would call it, the Hallelujah Chorus. I would break out if I sang. Oh, you have brought to this planet the vibrations of grandness and goodness. And you wait for us to come. I look at some of you and it is very humorous to me. Yes, I have a state of humor within me also, where you say, but I don't see angels. Well, then how is it that you put them out there so reverently on your heart stamp? How is it that you draw them? How is it that you speak them? How is it that you paint them if you don't really see them? All holds barred on all of you now, because you are declaring that you are writers, that you are therapists, that you are psychiatrists, that you are healers, that you are teachers, that you are manufacturers, that you are business people, that you are artists, that you are bankers, that you are ministers. You are declaring today, like I did, when they said, "Are you God?" And I said, "So you said." At least that's what they said I said. It had never known, from this point on, it will never be known how grand the plan is, how far extensive my children are, and how I am all. When they said El Shaddai, when they said Master, when they said Buddha, when they said all of those names that was declared for me, they said you. They said each one of you. For it is only as you go out and you take the walk into the places on the planet that are crying out for love, that my work is being done. Now, great changes are taking place on your planet. There are many that have the say over this because they are looking at the records of so many who are preparing to come to this side to help. When I say this side, I mean this side of the veil, this side of the planet, on the other side, heaven, spirit, whatever you call where we are. There are many that are beginning to come here. And as they come here, they may come with little notice. There are what looks like grand disasters. Well, when we know there is going to be a grand disaster, obviously, each one is called way before their time to say, are you ready to come back? Are you ready? And as they come, we welcome them in so they can be a part of their group here on our dimension. You each are the messengers. Each of you are carrying messages to each one of us. So when you have a friend who has crossed over and they have had a grand part on everything that was happening here on the planet, you are to know. They are being called home, literally, to fill their space that has been missing since they have been gone. I said the trigger word, didn't I? Home. So many of you feel at times, I want to come home. I want to come home. I am inviting you today to be home. To be in your heart, to know you are home. You are home because we are all together with you. None of you are separate. When you feel you are separate, you have circles, you have people, you have love, you have us. We, the host of heaven, want you to know we are working in sync with you more than you can imagine. We are calling help even when you didn't know you need help. We are changing plans even when you didn't know the plan was up for change. We want you to know we've got you covered. You are here. Each of you, you are covered. And now, today, as your beings are being touched, I extend to you what is a grand baptism of awakening. I extend to you your calling truly as disciples, as teachers, as representatives in ways that each of you are implanted now with each other for this second ring of awareness. You're going to find that these group meetings take place, and as each one, it is like the pyramid that consistently goes higher and higher and higher. You will come to understand more and more what I put within you today as you each go through these next weeks of your life. You will find you are living and reliving at times your life. When you walk around the circle, the pyramid once, you are on ground floor. When you walked around it twice, you have arisen to a place that you maybe are beginning to believe that there is something to this bonding together with each other. You walk around it 3 times, you are going to find there is such a trust that you have within each other that as you walk each year throughout your days, you're going to come to recognize when you intermingle with each other in such ways. There may be times that you actually feel like you have become another. And you are thinking about that other, but not realizing, oh my, I just stepped into someone else's experience. You don't have to let your egos take over in any of this. What you are experiencing is an interchange. Sometimes it can get so difficult for one that another one of you just takes over. It's an energetic exchange. And as it happens, no one at times may need know it, but it's happening. It is happening. So today, may you understand the importance of all you go through. Who knows? 2,000 years down the road, people may be talking about you, saying, who would have guessed back then they were doing all of this? They may be writing stories. You may be changing history. Never doubt where you are and what it is that you are doing is being recorded, not just in the archives, but in life that you have had, in life that you're having now, in life that you will have as time goes on. This is the cement, as it were, that is holding you together. This is the time, as it were, that each of you can begin to trust in the fact that around the planet there are groups being held, there are seers that see, and there are feelers that feel, and as each one of you are doing your work, take heart and know love reigns. Each of you are blessed, and I hold you each dear within my heart. as you can each see here today, we had an interchange of beings who come from time to time to time. At times there were some of the disciples, not the traditional 12, that were in our group, and they were coming through. At one point, of course, you all know when Jesus was speaking, it's never a problem to know when he is here. It's not about who comes and who goes. It's about spreading a conscious memory that everything really is going to be okay. If your higher selves now could record what your human selves are doing now, and 10 years later we could look back at it, you would be saying exactly what I say, and everything really is going to be okay. I love each one of you. Kim, it's been so great